Wednesday evening, and we are live on Joy 99.7 FM. Welcome to Geek Squad with your girl Adobea Biritwum. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN. MTN, everywhere you go. For some time now, we've been seeing quite a number of updates and new products from different phone brands. Apple, and then now Samsung. Just last week, the Samsung 2025 Unpacked event happened. And so on our show tonight, we'll be talking about what's new, what's hot, and what you should care about. Maybe you're thinking about upgrading the phone that you've been using, you've been thinking about buying a new one or buying something for a loved one. Definitely on the show tonight, you get to know more about the new releases when it comes to the Samsung products, the watches, the phones, and who knows, you can just go ahead and decide what you want to do. I'm going to be introducing my guest, but before we get into the conversation, we will be sharing with you what has been happening in the tech space in the past week. So take a listen to the emerging tech trends. We will be back after that.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Emerging Tech Trends on Joy Geek Squad. My name is Denisia Poma Eje. In our headlines, Microsoft's 365 to stop adding new features on Windows 10 by 2026. Let's settle for the details now. Microsoft has confirmed it will stop adding new features to Microsoft's 365 apps on Windows 10 starting August 2026. Security updates will continue until October 2028, but users will need to upgrade to Windows 11 to access future features. Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey has released Sunday a new iOS app that tracks your sun exposure and vitamin D levels using local UV data. It lets users input skin type and clothing to estimate how long they can stay in the sun without burning and tracks vitamin D intake. YouTube is shutting down its trending section in the coming weeks and shifting focus to YouTube charts, which offer category-specific rankings like music, podcasts, and movie trailers. The platform says personalized recommendations and charts will now be the go-to ways to discover what's popular. Trending gaming videos will remain accessible via Gaming Explore page. And finally, amid sweeping layoffs at Microsoft, including major cuts to its gaming division, Xbox Game Studios executive producer Mark Stendel suggested affected employees turn to AI tools like ChatGPT or Copilot for help navigating job loss.
Welcome back. This is Geek Squad with your girl Adobea Biritwum. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN. MTN, everywhere you go. We are streaming live on YouTube, on Facebook, and on X at Joy 99.7 FM. If you want to see what's happening in the studio, then you can check us out. Tonight we are going to be discussing the various devices that Samsung has released. This happened in their Unpacked event, which happened last week. And I'm going to be introducing my guests who will be joining me in our conversation. I have with me Samuel Boateng. He's the tech content creator for Interesting Digital Trends. Samuel, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you're good.
Oh, I'm doing very well.
Today you look very calm.
Oh. Wait till the party begins.
You know?
Yeah.
I also have with me Osei Keja. He is a public interest technologist for Institute of ICT Professionals, Ghana. Osei, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Adobea.
How are you doing?
I am well.
I can see you are rather hyper today. Someone is calm, but I'm sure when the
Polar opposites, yes.
when the conversation starts, we'll all get into it. Well, for you listening to us, we're having a conversation about the Samsung new devices that they have released, and so you can just join in the conversation. Send us a message on the WhatsApp number 055 1111 997 055 1111 997, just in case we're saying anything and then it catches your attention. You want to ask a question, you have a comment, you can send it through our WhatsApp number 055 1111 997. I'm going to start first with you, Samuel. What was your overall, I would say, feedback based on what you saw. What was your impression?
Well, if I'm to say, I think Samsung has really done a good job in advancing,
Yeah.
especially with the ideas of what they are coming up with. Trying to compare them with other competitors, it's a bit excited to see them running ahead. It's like where others are trying to take their time to get some things done, they are really actually getting it done already. So it's impressive what they're doing in terms of hardware, software, and the AI field. Yeah.
That sounds good. Or say,
I think I may be a difficult one to please, I guess. So I I may disagree like slightly with what Samsung the role of products. If you are to look at hardware innovation in terms of phone, it seems that it has taken a bit of a nosedive, and the Chinese are sort of way ahead. Talking about these foldable phones and all that has already been released by Oppo, Huawei, and thinner phones have already been released. So the excitement, sort of meet Samsung new releases seems to be taken out, and they are now sort of playing catch up. The ones cutting edge of technology Samsung was known for, are they now playing catch up? And it's the same with most of these products in terms of even electric vehicles, how the Chinese are innovating every now and then.
they're really
But
running
let's see.
ahead.
But yet, amazing roll up of products, and yeah, we hope to dive into it.
Definitely. Samuel, so can we talk about the devices that they released?
Okay, so they have
Just mentioning the different devices, and then
Fold
we can get
7?
into
the Flip 7 and then the Galaxy 25 series.
the S25
So
series.
there's the FE versions too. Also,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. So talking about, you started off with the Fold 7. So what makes it so different from the earlier foldables that they have
Yeah,
already
so
brought out?
I think he was mentioning some. Let me maybe clarify this from
It's
what he's
already
saying.
become-
When it comes to some products like the Galaxy or the Samsung track, you can't just release any device like the Oppos and the rest can. Those, it's like those electronic cards we are seeing now, the BYD and the rest. I'm not saying they're not good, but there's certain things that come with certain brand names. So BYD is now very well known, so they won't release any version for testing just easily as quickly as they would when they were probably nameless.
Yeah.
So when it comes to products like Samsung, you can't just release any fold phone to also get it like in a testing phase where people would now come and complain later. Because if you pull back, you're actually going against your brand image. So it's a bit of a challenge for them to just come up with anything to release. So remember when they started with this folding, they had an issue with the lines appearing in the middle of the screen and all that. They had to go back and try to fix as much as possible. So for now, they've really worked very hard on the hardwares and improved on the the screen thickness. They're very thin now, and you can see that the bezels, the folding in is now more foldable and the phones are thinner. Yeah.
So that's one of the
there's
things
an improvement. Yes.
Okay. Or saying, what would you say what is different for you?
Well, the foldable phones and flip phones are quite amazing, it being thinner, and also the camera quality. Not with the fold, not much of a difference compared to the S25 Ultra in terms of the megapixel or 200 megapixels and all that. But the standout about this phone is that they are trying to, improve the battery lifespan, which it may be contentious because other competitors are now moving to silicon carbon batteries, and of these Apple and Samsung are still with lithium. It's being speculated that in September and even next year, when the S26 releases for the Samsung, they are all going to move to, and also for iPhone 17, they are all going to move to silicon carbon batteries.
Yeah.
But all in all, talking of the watches too, how it incorporates the health matters in there. It's forward looking, precisely. It's very forward looking and it's exciting. Just the feel good, about Apple or say Samsung releasing new things, it doesn't give you that extra these days.
Like the hype that goes into there's a new release and then the
thing
come out.
Are you waiting for a spaceship to
has hit stagnation and it's been incremental improvements. So either it's an update in software where there is much innovation has always been the software where there's AI. Yes, but with the hardware component, it's been incremental improvements, either updates to battery life, camera, or say processing power for you, and not much has been seen like they going all hard in there.
If you take technology in terms of hardware into consideration, and you go really deep, these little things that you are seeing takes a whole team.
That is so true.
And therefore, to experiment on a thin screen that can actually work, they are seen as incremental. I don't know if you're expecting.
It's like within a year, they are.
It takes even the chips, the Snapdragon chips, for them to improve in terms of processing and the amount of processing they can do without taking much power. It takes a whole team of electronic, specialists to be able to come down to fix these things. So we might be in a hurry to get things fast.
Of course.
But in reality,
we are hyping the whole release, so they are going to be coming
yes,
out with
exactly.
new products.
Yes, exactly.
And sometimes we have new ideas in mind that we're expecting to see, but the reality is what you're talking about. What goes into bringing those out?
And also, just like our former vice president said, if I fix everything today, what will I fix tomorrow? So if they give you all the performance that you need right now, what are they going to do on the next release, right? So they hold off sometimes when it comes to certain things. I understand what you're saying, but they hold off sometimes so that it can get you something better in the next release.
I get it. Yes. I get it. Okay.
It's marketing.
Someone, I know you're into photography, and for the Fold 7, it has the 200 megapixel for the camera, right?
Yeah.
So what are some kind of photos that we can expect from it? I mean, you know how, especially Ghanaians, why some people use iPhones is mainly to take nice pictures. And Samsung, we can see over time that now they are. I mean, I have one Samsung that I use it mainly for pictures, mainly for videos. So what can we expect from this that they have done on their Fold 7?
I don't know. I think I've been trying to educate people on this for a long time.
Okay.
When it comes to megapixels, it is not the sharpness of the photo. It is not necessarily how do you call it? The images look, your face looking maybe brighter or something like that. When it comes to megapixels, it's about we've been able to pack a lot of information to one photo. So what it means is that if I take a phone, let's go to the stream.
The photographer is speaking. Please take notes, right?
If I take a picture with the camera that has maybe 20 megapixels, I can't necessarily use these images for billboard. But for someone that has a phone that shoots up to 200 megapixels, I could expand the images without it blowing out so much early. That means that now I can be able to print images from the phone.
Some of our people want to hear, so you have to just calm down and explain, because the way you said it's like a quick master class.
let me take time. Calm down. All right, so when it comes to megapixels, it is the amount of pixel packing, how much we can push into a particular space. So let's say you take an A4 paper, how much can you push, how many dots can you push into the place? The higher the number of dots you can push into the place, the easier it is for you to expand the image without it destroying.
So that's when you can zoom in and sometimes it gets to a point that you can't really see the people.
Yes.
Okay.
So I realized this with, I've been taking some drone shots. I take a wide shot of an area, and when I'm done, sometimes the image doesn't look that nice as me going inside to zoom to cut as exactly as my screen how do you call it, shape is 16:9. So when I'm able to zoom in and cut, I'm able to focus on the area I need people to see.
Okay.
So if you get to a place, maybe there's a large fight going on, something more action or some exciting, something bad happening. There can be a lot of things happening, but when with the high megapixels, you can shoot it and crop into certain areas to tell the story without it looking as if you zoomed into the picture with the dot. And without you can print high resolution images. So at first when you print with your phone, maybe it might look a bit dotted like you use the black and white printer. But when it comes to the higher megapixels, you can print on large format images like framing them on your walls and stuff such as that. And it also gives you the ability to be able to go further when you are editing. For instance, adding sharpness or adding more color or working on contrast is better when you have a lot of details packed into the image than to just get an image that's very low. So you realize that sometimes when you take a picture and you are trying to edit it on your phone, it's way better to edit a camera photo. I don't know if you tried it before. Edit a camera photo than to edit a phone photo. Not that the phone photo can't see the face, but it breaks immediately when you try to go beyond a certain limit. Yes.
Okay.
So with that, it's better. But it also comes with a disadvantage. When it has a high megapixels, it's going to take a lot of space.
Okay, so firstly, with the 200 megapixel that is there on the Fold 7 camera, you're saying that it can help people take pictures, that they can print, they can have
zoom in, recrop without it destroying the image.
Okay, so now you're talking about the downside.
Yes.
All right.
So if you like, for example, let me just be a typical example. You have 5 people stand there. You take a picture of them all facing towards the camera. You can cut all their heads and give them profile pictures from each one without it distorting.
Okay.
It will look as if you took each person individually.
Separately.
Because the pixel packing is so high.
Okay.
And it has a lot of details in it.
Okay.
And the disadvantage is that your phone doesn't automatically come shooting 200 megapixels automatically. like that. You have to go to the setting and enable it. Why? Because it takes a lot of space. If you don't take it, you use your phone within let's say a month, and your phone is
takes a lot of space, as in the pictures that you take with that.
Yes. So instead of storing an image maybe 1 megabyte, it ends up storing an image as 50 megabytes. Because it has a lot of information inside. So it's big, huge, raw files that it keeps saving and saving. And it will pile up to a certain point that if you don't take care, your phone will get fully packed up with images alone.
Okay.
So you should know when it's necessary for you to use that and how you're going to tap into that power. Yeah.
Okay. So like you said, it's in the setting. So it's not the default setting for you to
you have
take
to turn
the
it
picture.
on.
That has to be turned on. But I believe if you have such a phone and the idea is to be able to take pictures with it, then you definitely have a means of storing the data.
Oh yeah, but if you're a girly and you go out to the nightclubs and go out to parties and you're taking
That's
pictures
the only thing that comes to your mind.
I mean,
about weddings and funerals.
I'm trying to balance it here. But those who actually need it for landscape photos, building, architecture, those people, maybe they might want to see every detail. But if I'm going out to the club or I'm going out to a party or I'm going out to church to just take quick images. I'm trying to at church now.
Yeah.
Take just quick images. I do not necessarily need to crop in to get that detail all the time because my space will get full.
Got it.
Once I can do videos too.
Got it. Also, I can see you've been wanting to say something on this.
Oh, not really. I think we've come far. I'm just trying to reminisce the days when we have 2 megapixel phones. I recently saw a picture of myself I took with Nokia X2. I was like, really? That was me? And how far we are now these days with 200 megapixel, phones, all that. And only imagine how creatives can leverage on this and come out with high resolution pictures, vivid pictures, lively pictures, rich texture, rich colors, and all. And I'm particularly fascinated about the whole AI embedment in all these camera resolution, how you can create an experience. It's something which it was like more of a bit gimmickry with the iPhone, but it seems to work very well with most on the Android platforms, Samsung, the Huawei, the Google Pixels, and all that. And it's exciting. I can only imagine the things, but we've come a long way.
Yeah, I like that. Now you are saying it's exciting. I'm coming back. I'm going to ask you this one. You spoke about the hardware and how you're not really seeing significant changes. I want us to talk about the Flip 7. Now it has a bigger screen when it is closed. So how useful would that be for someone who has that phone now compared to people who had the previous versions?
Yeah, I think sometimes with these things, I don't know the psychology about it, but sometimes nostalgia really plays a huge role there. They say nostalgia is such a powerful drive. You remember when you used to have these flip phones back then? It wasn't Motorola.
Yes,
it gives you that you go. But this time around, you have this flip phone where even when it is so sizable, portable, you can have it in your pocket, and also you can when folded, or say when flipped, when closed, you can take pictures of it. You can still navigate your way around it. It still give you that kind of a natural feel of using a phone. It's very intuitive, and it's very, very amazing. Delving into the hardware, I look at the how do you call it, the battery lifespan. In the in my earlier submissions, I mentioned how most of the phone world, competitors from the China are all moving to silicon carbon, say, batteries, and while Samsung are sort of a bit hesitant with lithium ion batteries. evidently the silicon carbon batteries have shown a longer lifespan. And looking at the flip phone, it has, I think, 4,300 milliampere hour, and which can last you maybe say around 8 hours when constantly in use. But I do believe for most people, increasing the lifespan, or say increasing the battery longevity, is one thing they must look at. But all in all, it's an incredible piece of technology. It's great, it's gorgeous, and I look myself owning one. Yeah, how you can flip it back then, it gives that nostalgia.
Interested. You look at yourself owning one. In terms of the pictures.
No. Let me go back to the hardware again.
Today, will you let us finish?
67% increase in size on the bezel edges. I mean, the edges of the
Where you
screen.
can see, yeah.
I don't know if you have thought about this, but when it comes to the normal user, you might not necessarily see it so much until it's in your hands.
Okay.
Because now it feels as if you have two phones.
Because
that small enlargement can have a way that what it does to your mind.
Yeah.
Instead of feeling like you are enclosed in a small area, you are now given the option to like freely use the phone from the surface, without opening it up. Yeah. So they are trying to make it in a way that you can easily use the phone from that side continuously until it's very necessary for you to open it up. That way you also get to save battery. Whatever quick thing you need to get done, you can do it outside. Take your selfies, answer messages, reply to notifications, and so on and so forth, without actually needing to flip it up until it's quite necessary. So I think it's an ingenious idea it will feel like you have two phones. Because, I mean, you get to sit in, let's say, your train, or, I mean, we don't have train in Ghana. You sit in a bus or a church, and then you see someone using the phone and it's playing a game or something on a small square screen. It's going to create a new avenue for new content, right? It's opening dimensions to things that maybe we have not probably thought about yet. Yeah. So it's quite, to me, everything that they do, I try to think beyond the the marketing aspect also, but to think on the users aspect. What can we also do in conjunction with the new idea they are trying to sell us to create something exciting? And this is really exciting to see.
Really, it is. It is. And with this particular Flip 7, they also did another version, which is the Flip 7 FE, right? So edition. Exactly. So with that, can we just talk about it? That do we think is really going to catch on here in Ghana? Like, will people jump on that?
Yeah. So the fun edition is for those guys who want to trick their girlfriends into saying they have gotten them the new the newest phone. Why? Because it has the same features as the other one. But they don't write FE boldly on it.
Yeah.
It looks just like the other one. So if you know someone who your grandma or someone who might want to use that phone without using much power, you can just buy the person that phone.
And that's cheaper.
It's cheaper. That's the same thing, but maybe the power or the performance might not be as strong as the other one. So depending on how deep your pocket is, or the functionality of what you're going to use the phones for. If you want to, as an addition to the phones you already have, maybe you're using an Ultra already, but you want something sleek and easily pocketable. Said is the most current easily pocketable phone that exists now.
Yeah.
So that means that you can easily put it in your pocket and move around it. If you have someone who might not necessarily want to carry the S25 Ultra, which is huge around, and want to have that cute phone in their pocket and pull it out and everybody watching them, the FE probably might save them some money.
Yeah.
As an addition to the Ultra they already have. Yes.
So by all means, for someone who wants to get that, it's more affordable. We'll be talking about the prices as time goes on. I said, what's making you smile like that?
I was about to say that.
No. I wanted to add something quick. Let's be very empirical about this whole thing. How many people can realistically own this phone here in Ghana or say in Africa in context?
Okay.
The Ghana Statistical Service in 2022 released a report that more than 800,000 people have been pushed from the middle class. So if I'm using an Ultra, what would make me maybe say cough out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. What would make me cough out, say, maybe $800 or say $1,000 in addition to my Ultra? Realistically, there's a new luxury toy maybe you want to just buy, maybe in addition, because your phone are good enough, because it has fast processors. The S25 has a fast processor, have high resolution display. So there's nothing like compelling to make you say, I'm going to ditch my S25 Ultra to get this one. So that's what I said in my initial comment, that for most people, they look at these guys that, okay, my phone is good enough already. It must, the technology must be spellbinding, might be compelling. We saw Huawei Mate, where it has 3 foldables, very thin. Imagine maybe not a bank from the US and they have that kind of amazing, say, marketing. It would have been all over. And in China, we are told that 1 out of 3 people use a foldable phone. But in the West, or say in Greater Global North, we are now catching up with foldable phones. So I think if all qualities to my phone is good enough, and the marketing there is not strong too. Yeah, and yes, disposable.
Do you have Snapchat on your phone?
Yes, I do.
I don't think you are on the trends as of now. Forget about the statistics. People are buying data when they are not even in the middle class. Did you know that MTN had a hitch? Why? Because they were providing them with better bundles. And the whole of Ghana, even though they have been pushed below the middle class, were rushing in to buy data on the 1st of July. If they didn't have money, how would they buy this data? They are not buying 300 megabytes too. They are not buying 300 megabytes. Nobody's in a rush to go and buy 300 megabytes. Same way these devices may look like they are for maybe a certain class of people. But you watch, you see a total mate holding it right now. I'm telling you. If you watch birthday gifts people have been giving, people already have Galaxy.
No, let's be realistic.
Phones.
I mean, you think 100,000 people in Ghana, or say maybe say half a million people.
Okay, I think you and I should visit the Samsung shop at the mall after this, and then have some conversation with them concerning this. It will surprise you.
You see around the phones people use around. Most people are very content with their phone because they are good enough. Either an iPhone 13 or say maybe S22, S24, S25. It's good enough because they have fast processors, high resolution displays. They can do things with it. So why should I maybe ditch this my phone and get a new one, which may be the difference in comparison? Maybe
with your argument, I think Itel should be winning in Ghana.
In terms of the phone.
Yeah, Itel, how do you call it? Techno. Those are phones that you should be seeing every time because you are saying that people are not.
Who use these phones? It's only maybe the middle class or say the high end use maybe most of these phones.
But I think I get what Osei is trying to say.
Okay.
That's really looking at a majority of the people that we have. We would say just a small percentage of them will use these high end phones. So that's where he's coming.
It's hard for me to believe, but I have to accept it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But I think you can just do a simple.
Oh yeah, we'll do a
simple check.
If Samsung is watching this,
it depends on a circle of friends.
I'm saying a simple survey by probably your colleagues, people around you.
I want Samsung themselves. I'm calling Samsung Ghana out.
Just
give me the numbers. Let's tell this guy that we have people who buy these things in Ghana.
No, there are people who buy it.
Yes.
We are saying that it's just a small percentage.
Oh well.
Yes, I think that's the point that he's trying to raise. It's a small percentage compared to the whole population. I think that's the point he's trying to raise.
That's why there's FE, right?
That's exactly. That's what I was even going to say earlier. That's why we have the fan edition there, and that's why we even started this conversation in the first place. So if you can't buy the
fan edition,
the fan edition is there for you to purchase, and you can use it to also flex. Yeah. So I'm coming to you now, Samuel. We're going to be talking about the S25, the Ultra, and then the new AI features that they have. I know you and AI, we do a lot of talks about that, and I know it's one of the things that they've really also done some kind of enhancements on. How is that going to help the average user?
The average user in being a Ghanaian or all over the world.
All over the world.
Well, I think it's if you watch the demo videos, it's quite intuitive. It's I don't know. I don't want to use the word exciting anymore. It's what can I? Because look at this. I usually join phone calls and I'm done with phone calls and I'm confused what we talked about sometimes because there's a lot. You finish this and you just move on to the next thing, and some notification will pop up and you actually forget what you spoke about in your previous call. If I can go back and press on transcribe for them to give me a summary of the call I had with my boss without forgetting the meeting we're supposed to have on Wednesday, that means they have saved me.
Yeah.
I mean, people would actually sell third-party softwares to get it. People are actually trying to get it in our previous phones where it couldn't be possible, but I mean, they tried. But now it is directly in the phone. As you buy it, you get it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's really a good one.
So, in the advancement in the terms of the AI features and even the battery capacity lasting for 10 hours with the screen on, people reporting of getting 12 hours. I mean, it's exciting to see a phone that can last almost the whole day for you to, for money as you charge your phone up to the time maybe you get back home for you to recharge again.
Yeah.
The performance is absolutely bonkers. We are excited to see what it could be in physical. I just want to see if I could get hands-on experience with
So
it.
do you also want to make?
Oh yeah. Samsung, and I'm watching you. If you can give me one for testing, I mean, I will take back your phone.
Really appreciate that.
There's a need to, but it's ingenious with a live bar, Gemini Live, and a whole lot. I don't want us to jump into it, and because if I start talking about it, it's a never-ending conversation, because it has so much features packed into one device, and the fact that they're going to give you the AI Pro version for free for 6 months alone, it's crazy. Yeah.
And those are some of the benefits. That's why we're talking about it for our listener or someone viewing us, so that they can make the decision if they decide that they want to go ahead and upgrade their phone. Also, what are you going to add to that? The AI tools?
Yeah, the AI tools are quite fascinating. Getting multiple tasks, getting your daily brief summaries and all that is pretty fascinating. But I am a bit agnostic when it comes to AI, in the terms that we've seen AI all over. Look at the number of companies trying to come up with new AI tools every now and then, from Meta to Google to Cloud to Perplexity. All of them jumping on in there. And as I mentioned earlier in my submission, that the only room for this innovation when it comes to phone technology has been the software incorporate AI there. But I'm agnostic in the sense that sometimes AI can be a bit funny. With its hallucinations, it can be a bit gimmicky. We all recently, I mean, if you've read with Grok, what it was say hallucinating or say churning out with anti-Semitic comments on Twitter, on X, and all that, and it can also be insanely dumb. So I'm waiting. I don't want to jump the gun.
Okay.
How they are going to roll out in the next couple of, because Google Gemini, I mean, in its earlier stages, most of these AI tools in its formative or say conception made a lot of say hiccups or say they were hit and miss.
Yeah.
So let's see how it transcends in terms of bias, in terms of mental health, where most of these say big tech are trying to seamlessly incorporate in there. But as I said, I'm a bit agnostic, not to say jump on the bandwagon. Let's see how it rolls out seamlessly.
Okay.
Before you go on, he mentioned something about the software advancements rather than the hardware. These AIs are actually running on the processing unit of the chips, the phones.
The new hardwares that
so there is both software and hardware. If you look at the Snapdragon chips that they are improving on to help the AI process faster, because some of the things they're trying to do is supposed to run internally on the devices because of the personal data engine. They want it to have this privacy something, so not everything can be processed outside the phone. Just so like there is hardware improvements though, but it might be in the silent, because they're trying to sell out. I mean, the normal user might not necessarily
care about that.
What's happening at the back of the phone, or something like that. So you might not necessarily, unless you probe into it. Yeah. There is hardware changes, and they are stronger now compared to the previous years, because without that,
they can't do
the AI features would have been very difficult.
Exactly. Well, I'm not just better, but it's been incremental. It's been piecemeal.
Okay.
The pace he wants is that's not what he's getting. That's what he's trying to say. Yeah, we can see that. But like we have said, if we finish all in one update, what are we going to bring in our next update? 2026? We have to make them one at a time. Can we talk about the circle to search feature, Samuel?
Yes. So I think he's going to use the word again, incremental again, because it's not a new thing, but they've added some couple of features that's exciting to know. For instance, the music aspect. I mean, when someone watch a video, Shazam is going to cry now. I mean,
seriously?
Yes.
Is that crying?
It's going to be difficult. Yeah. So if I'm watching a TikTok video and I see music inside, I usually like picking music from some clips that I see, someone playing a piano and want to know kind of music. And sometimes when you tap, especially on TikTok, tap on the audio and some other audio, and then audio has been personalized and sort of. If you want to find easily, just circle and then tap on the AI, and the AI will just listen to the music and let you have it. I think it's quite interesting for us to see that too. Being able to use there's a session where they demonstrated playing a game and using the circling to identify how you can use to beat the boss. Yeah. So that means that the capability of the circling is not necessarily as we think that buying stuff alone. It can go way beyond. As long as that thing can give information online, the AI can find it for you.
That's what is there for it. Can we talk about the S25 lineup and then the different versions and probably who can get what?
Well, let me hear his thoughts on the second.
I'll say.
Oh, it's very good, very nice. But I'm very cautious in, as I mentioned earlier, with this AI tools and all those things,
Yeah.
and also traditional mainstream apps like Shazam and all those things. They may also try to incorporate AI in their
It's too late for them
tools.
now, unless they they partner with
Yeah,
the.
so let's see. I mean, competition brings innovation, so let's
Okay,
see how
okay,
it goes.
okay.
But I mean, the whole circling thing and all. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm a big agnostic when it comes to AI.
Yeah.
That's your stance on it. Okay, let's talk about the S25 lineup, the different versions that they have, and if you are to get something for someone or someone decides to buy, what they can they can choose as being right for them. I'll start first with you, say.
Yeah, the Ultra S25 Ultra is very sleek and its elegance. Ultra, I mean, it's really good. It's really, really good. And I see myself owning one. So,
Hey.
as he mentioned, maybe Samsung Ghana, I'm here. But yes,
The few
evidently,
Ghanaians who will be using the high end
Yeah, yeah.
phones.
yes. But I don't know for you guys there, but most of us are now looking at longer battery lifespan. Maybe I can
Okay.
use my phone to do a lot of things, and the battery lifespan. A lot of people are looking up to it. And for me, I look out. One thing I just look out in the phone is like, hey, I want my battery to last. And we are just hoping, but it seems, as I mentioned, it's just piecemeal. They are trying to just find. And also, one thing, I mean, it comes with the Android 16, no, Android 15. I think the flip ones are on Android 16. I mean, it comes with it.
Yeah.
And it's all sleek. The One UI 8, I mean, all sleek. It makes things very easy to move about and do things seamlessly. Yeah, fascinating. But will you ditch maybe your S23 to cough out maybe another extra box to get this one?
I think the question you're asking really holds water in the sense that, you know, here in Ghana, we don't really have that option where people can just go swap in, get the new phones that are in. And so it may be a bit difficult for someone to decide that there's a new version. If really there are not huge, significant differences, then let me continue using what I'm using until I really
You
see
know,
a need. I need to get it.
in the consumer say tech world, as I mentioned earlier, it has taken a bit of a nosedive in the sense that back then we also when iPhone X was released and a whole lot of people were jumping onto it. Even Ghana, yeah, we may not have the credit score system in there, but in other jurisdictions or climes, there's that kind of anticipation. Maybe I'm ditching my iPhone 16, I'm going to get this one, I'm going to get this one. That seems not be there, and it's evident in their stats. I mean, from Samsung to maybe say Apple, evidently the number of Apple phones they have produced or say churn out in their new releases has not been there maybe in comparison to when they released those groundbreaking say products and all that. But yeah, it's good. The S25 is good. Good.
Okay. Samuel.
Yeah, it's all dependent on the user,
Okay.
whoever you are. If you're a super user, someone who takes a lot of videos and pictures. I've seen some strange videos coming from the S23 and S24 and all that. Zooming
It's
in with
strange.
it's strange. I mean, if you look at the video footage, it'll be shocking for you to agree with them that it's coming from a mobile phone.
Okay.
Yes, macro lenses and all that kind of stuff. Being able to, if they zoom out and they zoom in, it's surprising how you can go that far for you to see the details and also go in even with the little things on the table where animals like ants and stuff like that. If you have something that needs to shoot in with details, yes. So seeing something more advanced in the S25, it's something exciting for anyone who has ever tasted the power of the S series.
Yeah, S series. Yeah.
Yes, if you know what it's all about. So usually when it comes to fresh, those who understand it that rush for it. For the new person who's coming to it, I mean, it's like a camera. Oh, it's a good phone. You might not necessarily think about it, but if you've used it before, you know that damn, something
Has happened.
different is coming. So you would want to almost immediately drop your phone and just jump on it. It has ranges of options.
Yeah.
Phone size, battery power, and all those things. So depending on whoever is using it, might have to vary between the sizes. You're getting 128 gigabytes, 256, and so on and so forth. So it all depends on the user. What are you using it for? Don't go and buy the Ultra when you are just going to be using it for Momo or something. You need to be at a point where you are using it for something functional.
Okay.
If you're a lady and you want to buy the Samsung new series, I think you go for the Flip. It's something exciting that you can use and also be free instead of trying to force yourself to use the ultra. Meanwhile, you're not going to use the full capabilities. Yes, but I think it works for everyone as long as you are ready to explore it. You discover so many things.
Talking about the battery life, we say that the S25 phones, they've improved it now.
5,000 milliamps, milliamps hour. It's astounding. So I know the fact that he's talking about the new change in lithium and carbon and all that. Yeah, it's. I don't know why they've done that yet. Maybe they are going through some safety protocols before they decide to shift. But even with what they have now, advancing to 5,000 is not a small feature. I mean, for the phone to be still thin and to have that amount of power to last, how do you call it, 10 hours,
10 hours.
at a go where you can use the phone continuously. People report on 12 hours. I mean, it's an improvement.
It's an improvement. Or say,
going on a trip without a power bank.
It's good. It's good improvement. I'm waiting to talk on maybe the watches. Maybe if you have enough time.
Let's go ahead. Start with that.
Yes. The watches they introduced the rotating bezel and fascinating. You know, it may not be a Rolex Daytona or say one of those Cartiers or those say luxury watches, but this provides a wonderful say speaking to maybe say luxury may be quite a big word, but it sort of gives a feel good where you can maybe say dress for the occasion. It has this elegance in there, and also I like the fact that they are incorporating this whole thing about antioxidants. I'm no medic, but I do believe that we getting to have a fair idea. The antioxidant provides a fair idea about your aging and all that. Is quite very good, and also the sleep. It gives you a brief say a snapshot on how you're sleeping. It sort of covers your circadian rhythm and sort of provide an input and how maybe your sleeping pattern and all that thing. And that being said too, I mean, as young adults or say as adults, we are often caught in the whirlwind of adult life and we need to prioritize sleep a lot before maybe one day we are just walking and just blood pressure and all those things. So it provides a wonderful insight to our health and we incorporating the whole thing in there. It's very sleek, very, very nice, very, very nice. But the standout thing is the antioxidant thing, and which most, as I mentioned, most of their competitors, which are not mainstream, have already developed or say come up with.
Okay, because you've spoken about the antioxidant, can we talk about for a user how that is really going to be helpful to them?
Okay, so I think I may not have the full figures or say facts, but speaking from our part of the world, a lot of young people are catching up with say health, working out, going to the gym, and all those things. So for the average user, it provides a wonderful say array of things you can look into. The ECG, say your BP, the SpO2, and also your calculating your if you are say workouts. I mean, of these things are quite mainstream and all those things, but it provides a wonderful insight or say a baseline for you to or an idea of your health, what your health is, and they have incorporated Gemini and AI into it, which sort of also provide an insight, so say suggestions on your health. And I'm also a bit say agnostic when it comes to it because we've seen medical say these AI tools parroting medical say falsehoods and all that. So I don't know how it's going to be integrated seamlessly and all that. But it's for the average user, it gives you a sneak peek into your health, and it's great. It's exciting, very very exciting.
Exciting. Someone's word. He said he doesn't want to use
yeah.
again. Spectacular.
Spectacular.
Okay.
Let me jump on that antioxidant a bit. The advancement of, as I being able to tread into such areas, it's how do you call it? It's mind-boggling. I mean, these things are going to get to a certain point. They are going to help our doctors be able to track us and give us tips on how we should even live our lives in terms of what you're supposed to consume. Antioxidants usually help us to break down free radicals, which is naturally occurring in our system. For example, the way you digest food, being exposed to smoke and also all those kind of things. When they are too much when the radicals are so much in your body, it gives you health problems. So being able to identify that you have high antioxidants helps you to understand maybe your body is able to digest or break down these things that enter your system that are not supposed to be there. So I think it's good for you to have it easily with a device that you can take off your hand and put your thumb on it for it to record. For once in a while, you just check those things to be able to know that, okay, what advice do I need to give myself in terms of my health? What do I need to consume to get better at, living a healthy life? So many people who have getting into the watches are looking at having a healthy life. The AI being able to use all this information coming from your heartbeat and antioxidant to be able to tell you the kind of exercise you're supposed to do. It's extremely exciting, if I'm supposed to use that word again.
Spectacular. Exciting. Okay, if you're just joining us, this is Geek Squad with your girl Adobea Biritwum. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN everywhere you go. We've been having a conversation on the new devices that were released at the Samsung Unpacked event. We'll be taking a listen to the quick tech fixes. We will be back after that.
Hi everyone, I am Michelle Jakum, and as usual, I bring you some tech quick fixes and tips right here on Joy Geek Squad. Are you tired of repeating your long Wi-Fi passwords? Share it in seconds. Here are some steps. 1. On Android, go to Settings, then Wi-Fi, then tap Connected Network and click on the QR code icon. 2. Show the code to others so they can scan and connect instantly. 3. iPhone users can use third-party QR generators with a password. Fast, easy, and you never have to shout your password again.
Welcome back. This is Geek Squad with your girl Adobea Biritwum. I've been having a conversation with Samuel Boating, the content creator for Interesting Digital Trends, and Osei Keja, Public Interest Technologist for Institute of ICT Professionals, Ghana. And we've been talking about the various devices that were released at the Samsung Unpacked. Samuel, I'm going to come to you with this about the watches that were released. Do you think they are tough enough here in Ghana? The everyday user people, sometimes the heat and all that.
I wouldn't advise someone who takes trotro at the end of the day and rushes towards the house to.
You were saying a mate to use a flip now.
No, for the watches, I mean, the way they are easily snatchable, by the time you get into a trotro, your watch is gone. I wouldn't advise you to. If you have your own car and driving around, fine. Don't go and buy an expensive watch. Go and find some trotro in the evening towards Sakaswa and then get home and cry. I wouldn't advise that at all.
Okay, I'm going to be coming to you now, Osei. How well would you say that the Samsung watches work with other Android phones? Maybe someone is thinking about buying it but not sitting in the trotro like someone is saying. How well do they work with other Android phones?
Yeah, I think with my personal experience with other Android phones, not all the features you get them with the Samsung Health app. Some of the features in terms of, I think, the blood pressure, which gives you a brief insight with the blood pressure, cannot be found in other phones. And I think one with the ECG and other things, you're not going to get all the full package and all those things. Talking about Trotron, I think every human deserves to at least, get a sneak peek onto luxury or quote unquote, luxury. However, I think it's cultural. Do we, as Ghanaians or say maybe Africans, do we really like watches? But I think there's a new wave of being health conscious and all those things. So we are tracking our number of steps and all that, and we sync into our phones and all. So it's very good. We need to live healthy.
Okay, so for someone to choose between the Samsung phone and the watch in 2025, which of them will give them more value for money? 30 seconds. We are wrapping up.
I think the phone becomes a lot of features. I think with the watch, it's a bit limited in terms of features. So and the resale value definitely for phones is there. The new 7-fold is I think 2,000 USD, while the watch is around 300 USD, 359 USD. So with the phone, I think it's value for money, and also with the array of say features and apps. It gives you that.
Get to have on it. Okay, Samuel.
I think it's an ecosystem that strides on each other's, leaning on each other. I mean, you can't necessarily get a watch without a phone. It will be a waste of your effort if you actually do that. So I would probably lean on getting the phone first. Then if you can manage your bank account, you get the watch later.
You can get that later. Thank you so much, Samuel Boating, content creator for Interesting Digital Trends, and Osei Keja, public interest technologist for Institute of ICT Professionals, Ghana. Thank you for joining me. If there'll be any final words, what would it be? 20 seconds. Any final words for someone?
Well, I would say anyone who's out there wants to change to the S25 should probably get on it.
They should get on
we
it.
need more data to be pushed into the devices from Africa. For instance, the phone calls, they are not in the language that we want to make them. The live transcription of phone calls, they are supposed to only speaking in English for them to understand. So if maybe there are more users coming from this country, we can have them adding our languages to these kind of devices, so that in the future, if you are speaking in Tree and you can still transcribe your phone calls, it will be easy for us.
That will really help. Or say 20 seconds.
Yes, to the app or say to the phone developers, we need something which is going to energize us once again. So they should just
that will energize us. Significant
exactly.
changes. Thank you so much, Osei, and thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you for listening to us, and a very big thank you to the technical team. My producer, Prince Safo. God willing, next week we will be back. Up next is news by Michael Ashley, and then afterwards, Overdrive.